I was talking a little bit about this channel, and I've really tried to use this to be able to talk about where we are in midlife, and and what we're enthusiastic about, or what we're all trying to learn together. And when I came across your channel, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just great.
I'm going to teach you everything.
But you learned on your own.
Yeah, I learned
bit,
on
right?
my own. I mean, Tamsen, I've been sitting in edit rooms as doing directing commercials my whole life. So I understand editing, and I'm able to do some editing, but I never edited myself really until the pandemic hit. And I was like, well, let me see if I can figure this out. And I started dabbling with the apps on the phone, and I taught myself. But it's not so simple, because people in production that are on TikTok, they don't even know how to do it. It's really you have to have this aptitude for technology and a real interest in like poke, poke, poke until you figure it out. And so I love to solve it.
Well, I love it. So, Bradley Richardson saying, so great to see people my age doing TikTok. Been on 2 days. Teach away, advanced adulting. I like advanced adulting. That's a good one.
Me too. That is a good one. I'm going to write that down.
I know. So let's jump in and talk a little bit about it, because people really do want to learn. First, where can they find you? Because you don't just teach TikTok, right?
Right. I teach TikTok, I teach Instagram, and I'm now on Facebook Reels, and that's really exploding, which I didn't expect to happen. But that on Instagram and Facebook, I'm posting on the Hello Socialize channel. So it's at Hello Socialize. And over here, the mothership is where I teach TikTok on my own channel. So what I'm doing is bringing it all together so that everybody can come and figure out what they want to get out of it by going to hellosocialize.com, and then you can farm out from there what you're really interested in. So it's really just about teaching content creation, because they all work a little bit similarly. And once you figure out one and you learn the ins and outs, you can go to another one, and it's much more intuitive once you figure out one.
All right. So Cynthia is also hashtagging advanced adulting.
I love advanced adulting.
We're going to use that for today. So let's talk about some of the tips, because if you've got a certain number of people, TikTok's interesting. It allows you to do certain things and not allows you to do other things. But if you're a realtor, or you are, jumping on here as a doctor, or you're jumping on here as a journalist, and you say, listen, I don't necessarily want to dance and point, but I do want to be part of the community, and I want my content creative. Where do you suggest people start? Can you show?
I always say this, like, just start doing something, because then you'll find your way. And when I speak to people that are just starting out and they're not sure what to do and they're not comfortable to be on camera, I said, okay, so first, don't be on camera. Show some behind the scenes of your life. Share something that interests you. But the thing about TikTok, and this is what I love, everybody was telling me all along, you got to find your niche, you got to find your niche. I never really stay in one lane. So I have a tutorial, and then the next day I'm dancing on somebody in Manhattan, or showing something that I found in Manhattan. Another day I'm showing something, of my family, and another day I'm doing a trend. So I like to rotate, and I don't think you have to say, I have to know exactly what I'm doing and I have to march down this lane. So I'm going to use realtor as an example, since you mentioned that you have a listener there that's wants to know. So if I was a realtor, I would mix up the content between sharing the type of, if it's, let's say, personal real estate, the types of homes that I represent, making sure that I'm getting out to my neighborhood, because you want to be hashtagging where you are so that you're getting to the right bucket of people. And then I would say, okay, then I'm going to do a trend and make a funny trend, and where it's a boyfriend-girlfriend trend, I'm going to make it about how much I love being a realtor instead of how much I love my boyfriend, or whatever it is. So you take the trend and you spin it in your direction. And then a third kind of content might be, why did you become a realtor? What makes you love it so much? Share some of your passions about real estate. And so then you're rotating through 3 types of content, so that your original content might not be the one that gets seen. You might all of a sudden go viral with a trend, and then people are like, oh, this is a realtor and she's funny. Let me go see the rest of her page. So that would be, like, that's a lesson that you can apply to any industry that you're in, really. Just thinking about your lanes.
Hashtags extremely important.
Hashtags are important. In my book, they're important to get to the right audience. So people tell me they're not getting seen in, the city they live in. I said, well, then hashtag some of the local spots, or hashtag some of the local things to drive your traffic. So to me, the hashtags, I use them to make sure I'm getting in front of people who want to learn TikTok. So I usually have hashtags related to tutorials, or TikTok trips, or beginners, and then I get my audience that way.
And how many of those approximately matter or hard fast
I've
for
been
him?
studying this, Tamsin, because I tend to say 3 to 5, maybe 5 or 6 at the most. But I did notice there's a very a big creator that does makeup, and he puts, sometimes I see 20 hashtags on his, and he's always got
Wow.
good views. So I'm like, maybe it doesn't really matter. Maybe just so it's a good idea to experiment and see what works for you. And I do something different all the time. Sometimes I try and post one with no hashtags and just see, does it do any better? I mean, I've always experimented with my own content. That's where my learning came from. So
Do you have to be involved in the trends for it to be successful, or is there something you can show us? I know you have two phones that
I do have
you're
two
you know you're
phones.
able to show
Oh,
some.
yeah, I'm charging the other one. Let me get it,
Oh,
actually. Hold on.
okay. And guys, I'm just looking for some of your questions. If I see them, I will absolutely ask the questions. And if I don't see it right away, let me know, because I'm also new here doing this, but I want to bring you guys experts like Helen to help you out with different things, because I just think it's so important that we all feel like, oh gosh, I don't want people to feel afraid of doing
Right,
something. You know what I
right. You
mean?
should not be
I mean,
afraid. The beauty of
yep,
the beauty of getting older, there's so many things that I love. I would never go back, by the
yes,
way. I'm really happy with every new chapter that I enter. And I love, number one, just the confidence level. I don't have to,
yep,
whereas before I might have been paranoid about people are going to say something about me. Now I've learned to have a really thick skin, because the comments come and I
yep,
just let them go. I deflect them. And it's
yep.
really like a beautiful thing that has happened. I also
Yeah,
think
I agree
we
with you
can tap
completely.
into all the things that we've learned in our life and bring it into the table now. So there's people
Hmm.
that are successful on TikTok because Mr. Fix It Grandpa is able to, he knows how to fix any little gadget, and he could have his own TikTok now if somebody could help him learn how to do it. So we're full of knowledge as we get older, and we just need an avenue to share it, or a means to share it, which that is what I love the most. And we'll just go back to the trending sounds and how to find trends, and I'll show you some of that. But I think the trending sounds are helpful because we have to go back to this. It was a music platform in the beginning. It was called Musically before it was
Right.
TikTok. So it runs by the way of music and sounds. So you want to get in that bucket of a trending sound to give yourself an opportunity to be seen, because TikTok is a platform that's music and it's pushing certain music out, and that's how it works. So why not capitalize on that? And even if you're trying to get out to an audience and you don't want music on your TikTok, pick a trending one, put it on there, lower the volume, and let it ride with the music track, because then you might get in front of new people. I'll go to people's pages that have 20 followers and they're like, can't grow my following. And I look, there's no music on any videos, or there's music they picked because they liked it from the 80s. It has nothing to do with what's happening right now. And I love the
Wait,
80s music.
you know what though? I got to tell you though, I Will Survive on one of my videos. I have 1.7 million views on that video. That blew my mind away. Now,
It's trend. It
Gloria
was
Gaynor reached
trending.
out, so I was super excited.
It was
Okay,
no,
so
it was
that's
true.
good.
So the thing is that there's a lot of 80s. There's a lot of the 80s music, and all the music is trending. It's not always current. It's like a lot of times,
Right.
like a throwback is trending. Look at that Ocean Spray. It was a Fleetwood Mac
I
song,
know,
and
gosh,
then
right?
that was trending. So people that start the trends use a piece of music and they bring that back, and then it gets pushed out. But the algorithm is definitely pushing that music out. So you
Okay.
want to make use of that. You don't have to put music on every single one, trending music on every single one, but you should mix it up and you should try it, because it's always helpful it gives you a little boost of a chance to get out in front of more people.
Okay. So the people that are here are on TikTok, but we also have people that we've sent this out to that are on Instagram as well.
Oh,
So hopefully we have some people that are coming in and saying, "I'm brand new." So let's start with some basics, because I think that that's so important.
great.
And you tell me where those basics are.
Now, let me tell you that I have a beginner class. So if someone comes in and wants to learn TikTok from the beginning, I literally have a $15 class. It's not a break the bank. It's $15. And then you can get that in my profile, linked right in my profile, the mothership. And when you join it, not only are you getting 37 minutes of beginner, like here's how you set up your profile, here's how to start a TikTok, here's where to find the music, here's how to add text. It's very, very beginner, and it sets you up for success.
Good.
But underneath each like 2 minute lesson, there's another 10 TikToks that are relevant to that lesson. So I've linked them all there. So here's my basic lesson about text. Now here's a little bit more advanced stuff underneath it. So you're getting like a beginner with an advanced lesson all in one. And it's really, I mean, people are like, you
Great.
should not be charging $15 for that class. But you know what? I want it to be accessible to everybody. That was the
Of
goal.
course.
Because I just
Of
want
course.
people to, this is so much fun. And you know what just happened while I'm live with you? I just got the story feature. I've been waiting for
Wait, what does that
TikToks.
mean? What's the
It
story feature? Do
look,
I have it? What is
look,
it?
it's the blue plus on the top of my.
Oh
It
no,
just
I
showed
have the
up.
story feature. That's awesome. I have that. Is that a good thing?
It's a great thing. I've been dying to use.
Oh, good.
It literally just was not there 10 minutes ago. It just came. My phone must have updated.
Oh,
Yay,
I'm
Tamsen,
so
you're
happy.
my lucky
I'm
charm. That's
I'm
so.
so happy to hear that.
Oh, I think everybody should be
Uh,
very afraid now because I'll be posting stories.
that's great. Pam is saying the trending is very interesting. I like her approach. And Decoder saying coming on the side showing love for this
Aw,
interview. Thank you, thank you.
he's so awesome.
Well, I'm so glad. So are we. Belladonna's here as well. Okay, so let's show some people a few things who are here,
Let's
because
look at
I
this.
think
Let's
it's
look at this.
important.
I want to see what happens when I click the story because, well, nothing's probably there. Let's
Okay,
see. Oh, yeah, it does things. Okay. So if I want to start a story now, if you just got the story feature, I'm going to play it right on the spot. Hold on. We
okay.
click the story. We click the plus. I don't know. I can't do it backwards. There we go. And then you get this icon here. That's the story icon. But you have to select. It's hard to see, right? You have to select
No,
camera.
no, we can see it. Okay, maybe just tilt it forward a little bit.
All right. So at the bottom, you can click camera. Oops, right down here. And then you'll be
Mhm.
making a regular TikTok. So that's what you want to
Okay,
do. So if you're in story mode, oh, it's so hard to do it when I'm not. Hold on.
that's all right.
All right. It's hard to do it to the camera. But so you click camera, then you're back to regular TikTok. And that's really important because when you shoot in story mode, you lose all these options to do things like go back and record extra, do transitions. You lose
Okay.
all of that. The story is meant to be short clips pounded out and just fire them out without a lot of editing. So
And
if
should the
people
stories be video or those should be photos? They should
they
be
could
video only?
they should be videos also, and they can be short clips of video. They can be things you might have wanted to try, but you don't want them to stay on your page because you're not sure you want to commit to something like that. You can say, all right, I'm going to try this. Throw it up there for this. Let's say somebody never did a dance trend. Let's use an example like
Right.
that. They only
Okay.
do speaking.
I have never done a dance trend.
All right, so maybe you put one on your story one day and you see if it hits. And then you say, well, you know
Okay.
what? I don't want to I'm not comfortable dancing. I don't want that dance thing on my page the whole time. So that's a good thing to put to the story. It tests out for 24 hours and then it goes away. But if you put something on your
Right.
feed and then you decide a day later you're going to delete it, the algorithm is going to not like that you're deleting your TikToks. So it's not a good idea to delete. It's a
Okay,
good idea
that's
to
important to
private.
know, I think. That's just like YouTube, correct?
Yeah,
So let's
it's
go through
private.
that again. If you don't like something that you're doing on TikTok, don't delete that. Put it to private. Only
Private.
you can see it. You
Yes.
see it on your front page, but the algorithm does not like that and will
Yes.
actually punish you for doing something like that. And
Exactly.
YouTube, I think, is the same thing.
Yes, and
So if somebody's
you don't see it on your homepage. You'll actually see it. There's a special tab for that, so you'll see it under locked videos. So you could
okay,
find them, but you're not going to find them on your regular page. You'll find them under the little lock button because they're privated. So
can you
that's
show
how.
somebody how to do one of the trending videos now? Are you able to do that backward like that, or just
I can.
a short video?
Let's see. I mean, it's hard because I have to then get back and get in it. But
I
that
know.
let me see. The trend that I really love that's going on right now that I think everybody you should hop on this. You should hop on
Okay,
this,
tell me.
Tamsin. Okay, it's the one where you turn it. You make angel wings.
I saw you doing that.
It
What is
is
that? Okay,
spectacular.
so show us how to do it because you
Okay.
have a really cool one on there.
It's really fun. Okay. So you're going to go to the TikTok of mine that has this effect on it because the effect, you can see it right here. It's in yellow. And then you're
Hmm.
going to grab the music. And what that does is it takes the effect right when you say use it now. And then it takes the effect right with it. You can see it here in pink that it's on there. And then you're going to set this up somewhere on a tripod and it's immediately going to start to multiply you. Here, let me show you. It does it multiplies your face and it's like, holy crap, what's happening? This is
Wow.
really confusing.
Okay.
So then what you want to do is click the timer. I think I'm getting it right there. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And then you're going to start. And when you start, it's going to give you like 3 seconds or you can choose 10 seconds, 3 or 10 seconds as a countdown. And you set this up somewhere. Let me see if I can do it right here. We'll do it live. Alrighty.
I love it. I love how you're not afraid. I'm trying to do everything perfect, and you're like, well, I'll just put it right here.
No, perfect is not really in the cards for me. I just kind of let it roll. That's, I think, why I did so well, because I pretty much am just me. I'm not trying to pretend to be someone else.
Yep.
I'm not on stage here. I'm not acting. This is the real deal. So I'm going to
It's great.
I'm going to set it up on a high tripod like that. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's see if I can get this right. It's a little bit of takes me time to do when I'm shooting my tutorials. All right. So we're going to do it right now. So this is probably the worst shirt because I'm going to lift up my arms and my shirt's going to go up and then we're going to have a belly reveal.
We won't look.
It's going to freak
We
me
won't
out.
look.
All right. So now I have my picture. This is so funny. I never thought we were doing this, Tamsen. I thought we were just going to talk. But I'm ready.
I didn't either, but people are asking questions. They want to see what you do, so
All
I'm
right,
going to show them.
I'm ready for anything now. So now I'm going
All right.
to click start countdown. I'm going to make the music nice and loud so you can hear it. And then what I'm going to do with my arms is to the beats of the music. You really want to be on a plain background, but for now. So you're going to the beats of the music, raise your hands up, and when you get all the way to the top, you can make like a little shape of your wings. It's funny because it's doing it a little bit in front of me now. But you won't see obviously you're just going to see me wave my hands, and then at the end I'll show you, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. This is so fun. It went too long. All right. It went longer. I have
That's
no
okay.
idea what that looked like for you, but let me show you.
It looked like what we're going to see, I bet you, and it's great.
All right. So I couldn't get far back enough, but let me show it to you. Wait. Here we go. Let's wait till it finishes. Okay. Now you'll see my arms multiplying.
Oh, wow. Yep. Yep. That's great.
Isn't that cool?
I love it.
So now look
So
at the bottom.
confident, Pam said.
Now
Pam said so confident.
So good. I love it. It just makes you feel so empowered. It's like a great trend. So on the bottom,
I do too.
Now look on the bottom. I can post to story or I can click next. So if you wanted to test this out and you didn't want to live on your feed, you would post it to the story and it's going to fly out to your story. But if you want to post it on your regular page, you're going to click this red one and then you're going to get to where the usual stuff where you can type the caption.
But hold on one second. Let's show people that part too. Cynthia is the realtor. I want to just show them the caption and everything and where to do that because I think that those are little things to you, but I think that they're really important.
I know. I have so many. And
they're like, just do the caption.
This is where the class is like so helpful because I walk through every step of this really carefully.
And by the way, tell people your handle and also the website too, so we can keep driving that home.
Okay,
so people know where to find you.
So does it show up on your side that I'm at the mothership? I don't know, with a U. So that's where I think they can see me. So they would go tap on that, and then in my profile there's links, and you click the links, and it has my class, my email list. It has other longer tutorials. It's got a lot of things in there that that are fun. But oops, I went silent here. So when you click next and you get to this part, this is the section where you would type in your caption and put in your hashtags. You can type some content in here and then select videos, and you can actually attach one of your other videos. So like, for example, if I touch this, I can attach like the tutorial. That's actually a good idea. I could attach the tutorial of how I did this. So I would attach that. That would take it. I can't really do that backwards. It's very hard to see it. Hold on. Let's attach it. Okay. So that puts a little thing up there, and that link will then take people to that tutorial. So a lot of times I'll do the tutorial, I'll post it first, and then I'll do the trend and post it. And then I say, go to the caption to get to the tutorial. And sometimes I'll post the tutorial first, and I'll say, go to the caption to see the final thing. So you can link.
I love it.
You can link things in your caption. And you can. This is a big question I get, Tamsen, all the time, is how do you label all your videos on your page so that you can you do it already. So you know how to do that already. But
I just started to.
Yeah, you just learned. Maybe you watched my class, but I don't know. But you click that little thing that said cover, and then you come down here and you can select one, and you can type in here, blah, 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 whatever it's about. And then you can position.
So, for example, if somebody is a realtor, you can say new homes. If somebody is a makeup artist, you could say, eyeliner.
Right.
And
then you slide it up, and you want to make sure you don't slide it up above. There's a gray block. Can you see that on the screen that comes up? Yeah, if you go up too high, it won't be visible. So you want to keep it somewhere in the middle of that area that's, logical. And then you're going to click Save at the top. And then down here is where you can enable, if you want people to be able to duet your videos, save them, and whatnot. And that, unfortunately, up to 60 seconds you can duet and save. But when you have a minute or a longer video, then TikTok doesn't allow that option. So it's so sad because people are like, oh, you have the duet turned off. I'm like, I'd never turn off duet. I would always want to be duet.
Of course not.
But
of
TikTok
course you want to be duet.
allow it.
And duet is that somebody else is doing the same thing or has you in the box next to you. So Pam is saying story versus feed is so enlightening. I had no idea. Dakota saying also don't forget to close caption your videos for accessibility.
Yes.
Right.
That's great. Dakota, MK, you're so brilliant. Let me show you where that's
Yep.
found. Okay.
Okay.
So on the home screen, well, this one's not a talking one, so the captions grayed out because there's no words. But
Okay.
along the side here, if you have the option, that's where you'd find captions. And you could do it.
Okay.
It
Great.
does it automatically, and then you can actually edit them. So you can
Right.
change what they say. But yeah, the story
Okay.
thing, honestly, the story thing has been one of the most debilitating things for people on TikTok. They're not clicking
Why is
camera
that?
first because they're just pressing the red button and they say, oh, the red button got
Uh,
prettier. The red button's pretty. It's got stars on it now. I'm going to show you again, so you
yeah.
haven't.
Okay. The difference between the
So
two.
yeah, when you
And so
press,
is it
see that means you're going to record in story mode, and right away you're going to lose all of your flexibility to editing. So you want to click this camera button. You want a solid
got it?
circle. Click the darn thing.
Okay.
It doesn't
The
work.
stars are the story mode.
Let's go. Yeah. When there's no stars, you're in good shape. Then you're in like regular mode. And that's what you want to be
Okay.
in if you want to edit or do transitions or do, lots more things.
Helen, I'm so proud of you. I think it's so awesome. So do you want to talk a little bit about your website and the people that you're gearing this toward? Because I think that's where you and I come together with all this,
Yes,
right?
I love it.
A lot of the videos I talk about are menopause and midlife, and I'm 51 years old. Lots of changes. I
Yes.
didn't think I was still going to be on TV at 51 because I just, at one point, you weren't going to be right. At
Right.
one point, I was like very nervous about aging out, and I think that times have changed. I think that
Thank
being
God.
able to be enthusiastic, thank God, being enthusiastic about midlife is a really exciting to do this,
I think
and to be able to
so good.
see what you're doing.
It's
Yeah,
so good because I think that it's not from my standpoint. I'm finding out that I'm getting people of all ages, but I'm getting people that I will call them like young people who are old souls because they didn't really embrace social
yeah,
media, or you've got
yeah,
old people who are young souls like myself, where I just picked up the social media and I always want to know what's trending, what's new, what's happening. I'm always in
yep,
it.
yep.
So it's an interesting blend of the people that I'm getting, but what I feel most passionately about is really just empowering and bringing light to people who start to feel invisible. So whether that's
Me,
you're feeling invisible because you're getting older and you suddenly feel like nobody's looking at me. And I will tell you one funny story. I went to a rooftop bar last night. I was waiting for my sister to meet her. I was there by myself, and it was kind of the coolest thing because there was tons of young people there, and I just didn't care if anybody was looking at me or whatever. And it was like I was invisible, and it was the coolest
right.
thing actually because I was so freeing. Like I could videotape, nobody cared. They weren't paying attention to me because I wasn't like the young hottie in the club.
Right, right,
But
right.
it was kind of cool to be like, I was waiting for her and I was like, no one's even like, this is great. I can do whatever I want. I'm just videotaping
Yeah,
everything. And it was just really a freeing thing. So, but the point is, you feel invisible as you get older a lot of times because you're used to a
yeah,
certain type of attention that we've
of
grown up with,
course.
especially as women. And then that's gone all of a sudden. And so that's my biggest thing is to figure out a way where we can all share something that gets us excited, that makes us feel happy, that gives us like purpose. Now I have a new purpose. I thought my whole, like you, I thought, well, I'm going to age out of being a director and what am I going to do then? And I thought that really happens with the pandemic. I'm like, forget it after this. When we come back, it's going to be like, all the young directors will have all the work and what did happen is my work came back, in a big way, but we'll
Of
see what
course, of
happens. Yeah.
course. But you know what? I love what you say, and I love how free we're able to talk about it. Because I think if you and I came on here 20 years ago, we would have been like, "No, everything in my life is great." I mean, you remember New York. People will come up and say, "How you doing?" And you'd give them your resume. You'd be like, "I'm great. Here's my job. Here's the next thing I'm working on. I'm publishing a book.
Right.
Now it's like I'm doing good. Some days are hard, some days are not. But I feel like there is such a freedom in that, and I kind of love it too. It's funny. I was at dinner with my husband. I got married at 50 years old. Married for a second
Beautiful.
time at 50, which I swore I was never going to do. And I just met somebody that he's amazing. He's fun. He's amazing. He's easy to train. And so we were at a restaurant, and I was coming out of the bathroom, and this like gaggle, like this girl, like all these girls were coming in, like all made up and with their heels on, and I was like kind of in my boots and but I don't like to get dressed up, but I was just like, oh, I'm not even worried about how I look. Like I just was like, okay, but
Right.
I'll tell you. Years ago, 30 years ago, that was me. That was me doing that. So I get it, and
Yeah.
I'm appreciative we can sit here and talk about our age too. Like
Yeah.
I never bragged about that or talked about that. And I think that it's important for people to continue learning during this time, and in the transitions that we're talking about, and for you to be out in front teaching these things, but also encouraging people to not feel invisible and to feel good about where they are, especially on a platform like this, because I
Yeah.
feel people, I'm on TikTok, and they said, "Isn't that for all young people that want to dance?" And I said, "No, it's actually amazing because it's everyone kind of coming together. And depending on where you want to be on it, those are the people that you're going to see and meet and talk to." And I think that that's a really big deal.
I agree. And I feel that we can hopefully change what people think of as being
Yeah,
older. Because I remember, you think your teachers are so old, they're old, you think your parents are
yeah,
old. Like everybody
yeah.
seems old. And then suddenly, oh, I'm that
And
age and
you
I'm
are.
not old. So, I mean, it's interesting perspective to be in this place where I thought I was going to be old. And I'm like, when am I going to be old? I guess not yet. So
I,
it's really kind of cool. And I hope that we can change what that looks like so that when people think, a lot of times I don't even know how old people think I am. Most people presume I'm in my 50s, really, and I'm 61. But that people always think, oh, she's, you're like in your 50s, and I'm thinking, damn, but I'm in that decade that doesn't sound so nice, and I
yeah.
don't
No,
like it, but I want to redefine it at the same time.
I agree. I think we are. I think, we're changing the narrative. Liz says age is wisdom, and it is. And I think a lot of ways we realize what's important and what's not. And I think that we can also embrace new things. And, I go back to, why we came together. And because I think we're both trying to do that is shine a light on that, it's okay to be where you are right now. So people don't feel like, oh, can't do that. Like, I don't want people to say I can't do that or I shouldn't do that. And I think that, you're showing people that you can do anything. And where you and I met, which was before the pandemic, right
So
before the
crazy.
pandemic, right? We
Yeah,
met
it was
at an
that
event.
runway. I think
And
it was definitely before the pandemic. It was a couple of years.
it was before the pandemic.
Yeah, and we were on. Do you want to talk about that? We were on that. You were on the
You
red
can,
carpet.
you can. Yeah.
I love to say when we met on the red carpet. That sounds so cool, but it was just it was that. But it was literally the red carpet of this event that we were
Mhm.
at, and it was for people with disabilities. And at that event, I created a video. I directed the video that was shown at the event, and it was about fashion for people with disabilities and how fashion is being rethought now for people with disabilities. And so I
Yep.
worked for years on that program with them, and it was like the same kind of thing, shining light on people who were invisible. And I also have a son with autism. I don't even know if you know that, Tamsen, but my middle child is autistic, and so I spent my whole life with, somebody on the spectrum who wasn't seen the same way other people are seen. So that is such a passion for me. And now I feel like I didn't even realize that people like myself are even unseen when you get older,
Right,
So
right,
it's an
right. No.
interesting thing to be on the receiving end of that. And it feels so good to
Yeah.
be involved in this. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I really, I agree with you. I really, really do. And I think we have that synergy, and I hope we go forward together, helping other people
Yeah.
that, might not realize this is here or might not feel, not feel like this yet, and encourage them to do that. Yeah. You shared with me I don't know why we were talking about, I think I
I
said
know.
something like, how do you stay so organized? Because I
Yes.
think you were like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And I was like, what? How do you stay so organized? And you shared with me, what is the name of that app? Is
It
it,
was to do. It was to do. It was called to do. It was
Oh, it was
yeah.
called To Do, right? And I downloaded that thing. And then, but now what are you using? And you shared with me the app, and I downloaded it, I think, right there while I was
You
standing there.
did. You did.
Um,
I know.
yeah. So what are
Well,
you using now?
it's
Say,
funny because now I'm working with my daughter on,
yeah.
with Socialize. And so we have embraced Asana, which is a platform where you
I
stay
have
organized.
Asana too, but I'm a
I,
little
s-
confused by
I
it.
mean,
You need to do something on that.
it's hard.
You need to do something on that. It's very hard.
I should make a tutorial. Okay. I'm going to add that to the list, Tamsin, right now.
I love it.
But I am
Anything I can
using
do
it,
to help.
and I'm trying hard to.
Anything I
But
can do to help.
you and I come from, like, here's my list on paper, and I like paper because I feel
I still have
accomplished.
my paper too.
I
Yep.
like it, but I'm trying hard to be organized because now for a team of people, we all have to be on the
Yes,
same
of
page.
course.
So not everyone
Of
has
course.
access to my notebook, unfortunately.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. You keep that notebook and you give us bits of it, and that's the exciting part. So people are asking the name of the app. Oh, Asana is the app we're talking about for staying organized. ASANA.
Right.
Cynthia saying, "Thank you, ladies. This was awesome. Keep inspiring. Can't wait to put what I've learned to use." Yeah, Asana is an app to stay organized with different teams and projects and stuff. But the mothership is your handle on TikTok, and is it everywhere else or no?
The handle, yeah, I'm TikTok. I'm Instagram. I'm, the whole nine. And then
How did you come
I
up with the
also have
mothership?
YouTube. But the mothership with
How
a
did you,
U. It's always with the and a U.
How'd you come up with the mothership?
That was, believe it or not, when I was in production as a producer, my boss used to always send people into my office. My kids were little, and I'd be on the phone, trying to get them to start dinner, all this stuff happening. He'd be like, go into the mothership's office and sell, because I would be
That's
working on a
great.
production, and they were like, she'll help you figure it out. And I'm thinking, so I kind of held on to that from that, the early job as a producer. And then when I went out on my own, I was in a partnership. And then when I went out on my own, I decided, well, I had to come up with a name really quick, and that felt right to me. So I only couldn't get it with an O. So when they said, "Oh, you can't incorporate,"
I like it better this way.
I know that worked out for me.
It looks so much better. And then, where can people find you online or your tutorials and be able to download the classes and stuff?
Okay, so the link in my profile links directly to my class and links to the website where the platform that I'm teaching on, which is really an educational platform. It's hellosocialize.com. And then the mothership, and then I have my teaching class, which is on Teachable. So that's all linked in my profile.
Wonderful.
It's really the most efficient way to get to things. And it's on my Instagram profile as well.
Okay, and I'm going to make sure I share that as well, because I just want to have resources for people.
Great.
Because people are asking, like, you're on TikTok, how do you do it? And I said, oh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you who can tell you that. It's not me. So
it's a lot of fun.
Thank you for your time. Well, you're just awesome. So can I share? Now, I have a question for you. When I end this, I guess I end this up in the corner, right?
Yes, you end it up in the corner.
And then, can I share this somewhere or
yeah,
what?
then you can download it. You go into the live center and you go into your settings and you go into live. I'll email it to you too. You go into live, and then you'll see where you can replay or download. And you have 30 days to download it. And I think I can do it too. Hopefully I'll be able to do it as well.
Okay, great. Because some people that weren't able to do it wanted to ask me about that. And so maybe I'll do that, and I'll share the link over on Instagram.
It's a good idea. Maybe I'll put it on YouTube too. I can put it on my YouTube channel so people can see it.
Okay. Yeah, I can do the same thing. I love it. All right. Helen, thank you so much as always. Let's do this again, because I think it would be great. I think it'd be great. Maybe we figure different topics or something for each time.
I love it. I love it. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Tim.
All right. Bye. Take care. I'm going to go find food. All right. Bye.
Bye.